I think I have to point to a lifetime of observations, right?
Okay.
Because
That's fair.
you look through that relationship, my mom and dad, we had a very happy household. I was blessed. My brother and I grew up in a laughing, fun, supportive family, right? On so
Right.
many fronts. And my parents stayed together until my father passed a few years ago. But I think the way to frame it is this. I have a friend of mine who's a client, and she said to me the other day, she said, Kurt, you and I are 10 percenters. And I said, well, what's a 10 percenter? And she said, people who've been married for over 30 years who actually love their spouse, not just tolerate them. She said, we all know that there's, over 50% of the people get divorced. But she said, then you get all those people that don't get divorced. And she said, many of them just tolerate each other. That we, we've been through tough times together, and we didn't make them elements that affected our marriage. We navigated tough things throughout our lives, both with businesses and our kids and all of that. And we never let it become a strain on the relationship we had. And it probably brought us together. And we found ways to make it bring us together. So I think the observations are, as I got older and watched that relationship with my parents, I saw that it wasn't the ideal relationship I thought it was when I was young. When I was very young, I thought it was a very good relationship. It was, perfect. They loved each other. They were at every game I ever had. They supported me in school, good cop, bad cop. I understood that as I got older, but I think as I got into my 30s and 40s and started having kids, I could see that there was a much greater strain there than I had realized. There was resentment for things that had been done when I was younger that I didn't even know about and understand at the time. And I think that my wife Stephanie had a very tough childhood too, because her father died at the age of 4. Her mom remarried. That wasn't a great situation. Then her mom remarried a third time, um, and all three of those husbands passed. Steph watched her father and two stepfathers all pass, and married of kids that came in through those different marriages. So she was in a very disruptive, disgruntled family environment for her, the entirety of her youth growing up through high school and college. And I think together we've sort of, without saying it, have decided to sort of take a slightly different path with each other to do something different for our children and in our lives, our careers are, I think it's all, I don't think you can separate the two. I don't think you should separate the two. I think you should sort of look at them as being one and the same, is that your career is a mechanism to support yourself and your family and those things that you want for the people around you. And that you don't want to sacrifice those people because of the career because of the people. It's going to be a balance, and it's never a perfect balance. It's
Yeah.
never, there's no perfection.